Hey guys, in our previous video, we saw how to pass input from Power Apps and how to trigger a Power Automate flow with the help of a button. So we used Power Apps V2 trigger to capture the input from Power Apps, and we passed on to the Gemini API when got the results. And today we will see how to return back the results we generate from Gemini API back to Power Apps and display it over here. So let's get started. So first step is to capture this output which the API generates, and we have to pass it back to Power Apps. So let's add an action called respond to Power App. Okay, so respond to Power App or flow. So we'll add an output. Let's call it as response. Okay, and we are going to capture the output of Gemini API. So we are going to select body candidates. Before that, let me just quickly show you the output of API to understand better. So if you see this, this is the output generator, the response we get from Gemini API, right? So we are interested in this portion. This is the final output response the LLM generates for us. So which is inside a parts array and which is again inside the candidates array, right? So what we are trying to do is capture this portion alone. Okay, so whatever is basically inside this candidates array, that's what we are trying to capture in Power Automate, and we are going to pass this information back to Power Apps. And then again in Power Apps, we'll drill down further and we'll try to retrieve this portion of the result. Okay. So for now, we are interested in the body and candidates. Okay. So let's go back to the Power Automate. So as you could see, we have selected the body candidates. Okay, this is the response we get from the Gemini API. Okay, so let's publish this. So now we have to capture this response which is returned from Power Automate, right? So let's go back to Power Apps. So earlier we saw how to trigger, right? So we used the Power Automate flow name dot run, and we also passed the input, which is nothing but the the input which we pass in text box, right? So now on top of this, we'll start with set, and I will say output. Okay, output, comma, the run code, and close bracket. So now what it does is it triggers this. On click of this button, it's going to trigger this flow as earlier. No change in that. The addition is whatever response the Power Automate gives us, that is going to get captured in this output. Okay. So now let me save this and let's do a preview. Let me ask a prompt. What is Power Apps in, let's say, 20 words? Okay. So now let me call this API. It is running. So now hopefully it is done. So let me add a label here to visualize it, or I will add a text as well, not a problem. Okay. So now here, let me try to visualize our content within output. So you could see output dot response. The response is what we send it back from Power Automate flow, right? So once I say output dot response, you could see the response displayed over here, right? Let me try to increase the font size. Okay. So this is the API response we get from Power Automate flow. So as you could see, we see the portion of content, parts, and text. Okay, as I explained it over here in this JSON. So now we got this portion, content, parts, and text. Okay, now our next step is to retrieve this portion, the text portion, which is inside the parts array. Okay, so now what we do is we'll add one more step here. Along Along with capturing this output, we will also try to parse this output as a JSON. Okay. So what we do is we'll say set. I'll add one more variable called parsed output, comma. Now I'll use this function parse JSON. I'm going to parse the output dot response, which I get in the previous step. So basically, I'm passing this JSON, the output which we got in the previous step, and I'm storing it into parsed output. Okay. And now, from now on, we'll use this parsed output, and then we will try to drill down further, and we'll get the only the relevant portion out of it. Okay. So let me save and have a quick preview. I'll call the API. Okay. We can even call the API by clicking Alt and pressing Alt and clicking on this button will can still run it. Okay. So now let me add another text. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take this text portion out of it. Okay. So as we see, it is a JSON, and we have passed it, and we have stored it, and passed output this failed. So now the first step is to convert this as a table format. Okay, since it is an array and a JSON, so we'll convert into a table. So I'll say table of my passed output. Now I'm going to retrieve the first record from this. Okay, I'll say first of this table dot value dot, we know we have content and parts within this candidates array, right? So we are going to drill down further to content and parts. Okay, so content dot parts. So now again, since parts is an array, we'll try to flatten it out by using the table function, and then I'll again say first gives me the first record from this table. So first of this table dot value dot text. This text is this text. Okay, this is what we are going to retrieve now. So now I will enclose this whole thing as a text. So I'll do a typecast, and I'll convert this whole portion into a text. Okay, so now let me increase the font size a little more. So now you could see we have retrieved only the text portion. Okay, this portion, the power apps, is the output which we got from the API, right? So in that way, we can get the results back from Power Automate flow using this, and we also saw how to parse the output, and we also saw how to navigate, drill down further into the JSON arrays, and with the help of table and first function, and we were able to successfully retrieve the portion of API which we are interested in. Hope we got some basic understanding of passing input and getting back the results from Power Apps to Power Automate. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.